Welcome back, everybody! The second annual Sega Timber Extravaganza is still hot and cooking, and we got some more Sega games here to roll out for you around my channel. I am Tony, and this is TTBurger Game Review, Sega Timber Edition, the second annual Sega Timber Edition. More Sega action. Last time we took a look at Space Channel 5 Special Edition, gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Great game, 2 games in one, a nice bundle. If you like the original Space Channel 5 and want some more on PS2, here you go. Now we're going to look at another rhythm game. Not a rhythm game with music, but a rhythm-based action rail shooter. Made by the same team who made Space Channel 5. A lot of people consider this the spiritual successor to Space Channel 5, but I don't think so. That was a rhythm-based game on music. This is a rhythm-based action rail shooter. We're going to get to start here with doing us some res here. Yeah, just one word. 3-letter word. Res. First on the Dreamcast, then released on January 7, 2002 for the PS2. Also on the PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS5, all of them. There's res everywhere. But what I'm looking at is the PlayStation 2 version. Originally released for the Sega Dreamcast in 2001, and then later ported to the PlayStation 2, Res is a rhythm action rail shooter developed by United Game Artists and published by Sega. Far more than a simple video game, it is a truly synthetic experience, a profound fusion of sight, sound, and interactive gameplay that creates a sensory journey unlike any other. Inspired by the abstract art of Wassily Kandinsky and the vibrant electronic music scene of the 1990s, Res invites players into a pulsating abstract world where their every action directly influences the unfolding music and visuals. While its core mechanics are straightforward, the game's true genius lies in its ability to transport the player into a meditative trance-like state. It remains a timeless and influential testament to the power of artistic vision in gaming, often cited as a prime example of games as art. The game's narrative is intentionally minimalist and metaphorical. Players assume the role of a hacker who has infiltrated a computer network to evolve a distressed and corrupted super AI named Eden. The AI is trapped and suffering from an overload of information. This simple premise provides the foundation for a cerebral and emotional pilgrimage across 5 interconnected levels, or layers. Each flavor represents a different stage of Eden's evolution, with the abstract wireframe visuals and the music becoming progressively more complex and intense as you move closer to her core. There is no dialogue or traditional plot progression. The story is told entirely through the game's visuals and music. As the player's avatar evolves and the music swells, it mirrors Eden's journey from chaos and confinement to harmony and transcendence. The final boss encounter is a culmination of this journey, where the player must finally free Eden and bring her to a new higher plane of existence. The abstract, open to interpretation story allows players to project their own emotions and experiences onto the journey, making the experience deeply personal and resonant. The very essence of Res is the perfect symbiotic relationship between its audio and visual design. The game's aesthetic is built on simple geometric shapes, glowing polygons, and brilliant pulsating colors that move in perfect sync with the beat. The iconic low polygon art style, a necessity of its time, has aged remarkably well, giving the game a timeless retrofuturistic charm that feels both classic and fresh. The sound design is the absolute heart of Res. The game features a dynamic soundtrack composed by various electronic artists, including Cold Cut, Adam Freeland, and Ken Ishii. Crucially, the music is not a static background score. It's a living, breathing entity that changes and builds in real time based on your actions. Each shot you fire, each lock-on, and each enemy you destroy adds a new percussion or melodic element to the music. For instance, a basic lock-on might add a simple hi-hat sound, while a successful chain of hits adds a bass line of synthetic melody. What began as a sparse ambient beat can quickly evolve into a complex multi-layered techno track with soaring melodies and driving bass lines as you progress. The real-time music you can creates a powerful and euphoric feedback loop between the player's actions and the game's audio, making you feel less like a participant and more like the conductor of the symphony. You know, like those orchestras you go to, like you see in concerts and stuff. This profound synthetic effect is so powerful that many players report feeling a sense of deep immersion and euphoria as they play, with the aural and visual stimuli merging into a single cohesive and deeply satisfying experience. It's definitely very memorable, and definitely very upbeat and catchy. The gameplay of Res is at its core a straightforward on-rail shooter. Players are automatically moved along a fixed path through each level and must use a lock-on system to target and destroy enemies. You can lock up to 8 targets at a time before releasing a powerful multi-target attack with the press of a single button. The timing of your attacks is critical. Releasing your attack in time with the beat adds a distinct sound and rewards you with a higher score, deepening the rhythmic connection. As you destroy enemies, you collect red trance items that build up your evolution meter. Your avatar begins as a simple glowing sphere and evolves through 4 stages, becoming more humanoid with each successful evolution. Evolving to the next stage not only changes your avatar's appearance, but also adds new, more complex musical layer to the soundtrack, pushing the experience forward and more forward, and you'll be like, whoa, this is amazing. The boss fights in each layer are spectacular in themselves, featuring massive multi-phased enemies that require a combination of careful targeting and rhythmic shooting to defeat. The simplicity of the gameplay is one of its strengths. There are no complex controls to master, no intricate weapon systems to manage. The game focuses entirely on rhythmic flow and the trance-like state it induces. This makes Rez incredibly accessible to players of all skill levels, while also offering a deep and challenging experience for those who want to perfect their score, master the rhythm, and unlock every secret. When it comes to unlocking, this is the best way to go for games. The game's replayability is exceptionally high, as players are incentivized to return to each layer to improve their high scores and fully experience the evolving soundtrack. While it was not a commercial blockbuster upon its initial release, Rez quickly garnered a passionate following and became a cult classic. Its unique approach to interactive art and music had a profound influence on the gaming landscape. It paved the way for a new wave of rhythm-based games and abstract experiences like influencing titles like Luminous, and even the music-infused platforming of Child of Eden, a spiritual successor also created by Tetsuya Misaguchi. Beyond gaming, the concept of procedural music generation, where a user's actions create a unique, evolving soundtrack, is a fundamental idea that continues to be explored in countless modern games and interactive art installations. The game's journey continued with later releases, including the high-definition port of Rez HD for the Xbox 360, and most notably, Rez Infinite for the PlayStation VR and PC. Rez Infinite introduces a new level of Area X, designed specifically for virtual reality, which further enhances the game's synthetic power and proves its timeless design can transcend technological generations. And I have to see what they'll do with Rez in the future. I mean, look how big of an influence the game was. It's only a matter of time to see what they do with Rez. We'll know in the future, but right now, before we give this game a score, let's go to our TTBurger positives and negatives. For the TTBurger positives, a truly singular experience. There is nothing else on the PlayStation 2 or beyond that is quite like Rez. Its unique blend of music, visuals, and gameplay create a singular memorable journey that stands apart from every other game in its genre. It is a work of interactive art, must be experienced to be fully understood. Masterful audio-visual integration. The way your actions directly influence the soundtrack is pure genius. The game makes you feel like an active participant in the music creation, not just a passive listener, leading to a profound sense of connection with the game's world. Timeless art direction. The low polygon wireframe aesthetic has aged gracefully and remains as captivating today as it was at launch. It is a testament to the power of a strong, consistent art style, and the vibrant pulsating colors are as striking as ever. Addictive and accessible gameplay. The simple lock and shoot mechanics is easy to learn, but difficult to master. It allows players of all skill levels to enjoy the experience while providing a rewarding challenge for those who seek to perfect their score and unlock the game's full potential. High replay value. Despite its relatively short length, the game's focus on high score chasing hidden collectibles and the sheer joy of synthetic experience makes it highly replayable. It's a game you can return to again and again to simply get lost in the experience. For the TTBurger negatives, extremely short campaign. The game's main story can be completed in around an hour, which for some players may not feel like a worthwhile investment of time. However, this brevity can also be seen as a positive, as it keeps the experience focused and intense. Lacks gameplay variety. While the simplicity is a strength, the core gameplay loop doesn't change much from the beginning to end. Players looking for a new mechanic or additional progression system will likely be disappointed. The game's focus is on perfecting one core idea, not introducing new ones. Abstract narrative. The minimalist metaphorical story may not resonate with players who prefer a more traditional concrete plot. The game is more of a journey than a narrative, which might leave some players wanting more in terms of a story to follow. So, for the final verdict here, Rez is a truly special game, a work of art that uses the medium of video games to create something unique and profound. It's a journey for the senses, a rhythmic ballet of light and sound that is both beautiful and exhilarating. While the game's short length and focused gameplay may be a turnoff for some, its core strength in artistic vision and masterful audio-visual design far outweighs its flaws. Anyone interested in the intersection of art, music, and gaming, Rez is an essential experience that has rightfully earned its place as a cult classic. With all that said though, what score do we give Rez on the PlayStation 2? So Rez is simple, short, and sweet. Yeah, it's really short and it can be about an hour, but it's still fun if you want an afternoon of fun. I give Rez a 9 out of 10 because of the problem I have with it, but still a great game if you want some rhythm, action, rail shooting. That's pretty much it for this review. More Sega Timber action is on its way, so be on the lookout for that, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tony, peace and out, have a great day.
lines, loops and jumps and coded vines, on a quest with no confines. PlayStation